Imagine a world where your peace of mind is untouchable, where no one's actions or words can shake your sense of self. Wouldn't it be liberating to move through life, free from the harmful behaviors of others? If you've ever been hurt, disappointed, or betrayed by people, you're not alone. The truth is, we all encounter individuals who disrupt our inner tranquility and lead us away from the path of virtue. But Stoicism, the ancient philosophy rooted in personal responsibility and emotional control, offers timeless guidance on how to navigate these difficult relationships. In today's video, we will dive deep into the 7 types of people you should never respect. By understanding the behaviors that erode trust and peace, you'll not only be able to protect yourself, but also improve your relationships with others. Each point we'll explore is drawn from Stoic wisdom and practical philosophy, with clear examples that will help you identify these traits in your everyday life. Stick around until the end, because by the conclusion of this video, you'll have the tools to deal with these challenges while maintaining your inner calm and integrity. 1. Narcissists. They love themselves more than anything. The first type of person we must discuss is the narcissist. These are individuals who make themselves the center of attention, seeking validation at every turn. But have you ever wondered why narcissists are so dangerous? Why is it that their presence seems to drain the energy out of a room? Let's explore this in the context of Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes emotional detachment and inner calm. Narcissists thrive on admiration and constant attention. They are often charming, persuasive, and can make you feel like you're the most important person in the world until they don't need you anymore. A narcissist is always focused on themselves, their achievements, and how others perceive them. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, might ask us, why give control of your inner peace to someone who only seeks to control others? In Stoicism, the goal is to control what you can, your own thoughts, actions, and reactions. Narcissists try to shift this control by manipulating emotions, but it's essential that you remain indifferent to their tactics. Have you ever felt like someone was using you for their own gain, only to discard you when your purpose to them was fulfilled? Stoic wisdom tells us that narcissists will never be satisfied because their entire sense of worth is tied to external validation. They have no true inner peace, no ability to cultivate genuine contentment. Epictetus, one of the key Stoic philosophers, reminds us, "It is not things that disturb us, but our interpretations of them." Narcissists want you to believe that their needs are your responsibility. However, Stoicism teaches us that we must not allow our interpretation of their behavior to disturb our inner peace. Think about how a narcissist interacts with others. They often push people aside when it benefits them and refuse to take responsibility for their mistakes. In fact, they're quick to blame others. How can you trust someone who never admits their own faults, who constantly shifts the blame to others? Reflect on this. If they will never take responsibility for their own actions, how can you believe they will ever truly care about you? A narcissist's world revolves around enhancing their image. They will always try to elevate themselves above others, often at your expense. And here's where Stoicism offers us clarity. We must not let the actions or opinions of others disturb our peace of mind. Seneca, another great Stoic, would tell us that the opinions of others are fleeting and beyond our control, and therefore we should not let them weigh us down. What can you do when dealing with a narcissist? The first step is to recognize their behavior for what it is, self-serving and manipulative. Once you see this, you can practice Stoic detachment. Do not engage with their attempts to draw you into their world of vanity and self-promotion. Instead, focus on maintaining your own virtue, your own inner peace. Narcissists will eventually reveal their true nature when they no longer have any use for you. When that moment comes, Be ready to walk away without regret, knowing that you have not let them disturb your emotional equilibrium. In the next section, we will examine another type of person you should avoid: the gossip. How does Stoicism help us navigate the toxic world of rumors and secrets? Stay with me as we continue our exploration of wisdom and human behavior. 2. Gossipers, spreading words, spreading distrust. Next, let us turn our attention to another type of individual you should not trust: the gossiper. Have you ever encountered someone who constantly shares secrets or talks about others behind their backs? Stoicism teaches us that those who gossip are not only untrustworthy, but also dangerous to our inner peace. Why? Because they thrive on sowing discord and spreading information that is not theirs to share. But what does gossip really reveal about a person? Gossipers often lack integrity, and their words are like poison. They spread rumors not just for amusement, but for the power it gives them. Epictetus reminds us that the judgments of others should not concern us, for they lie beyond our control. And yet, how often have we felt the sting of a rumor or a piece of malicious gossip? Stoicism offers a simple but profound solution. Do not let the opinions of others disturb your peace. But this is easier said than done, isn't it? How do we truly disconnect from the damaging effects of gossip? Think about the nature of gossip for a moment. It serves no constructive purpose. In fact, it is inherently destructive. The Stoic philosopher Seneca would advise us that those who gossip are often projecting their own insecurities, their own dissatisfaction with life. A gossiper will reveal someone else's secrets today, and tomorrow it will be yours. Can you really trust someone who uses other people's private matters as currency? Seneca's wisdom reminds us, it is better to be silent than to speak in such a way that you are misunderstood. A gossiper by nature does the opposite. They speak not to clarify, but to confuse, to create suspicion, and to destroy trust. But here's a crucial question to ask yourself. Why would you want to associate with someone who is so willing to damage others' reputations? If they speak ill of others when they are not around, what makes you think they will not do the same to you? It's a cycle that leaves no one unscathed. Gossipers thrive in environments where trust is already weak. Stoicism teaches us to surround ourselves with those who build us up, not tear us down. A person of virtue, a Stoic, seeks honesty, integrity, and trustworthiness in all relationships. A gossiper embodies none of these qualities. The Stoic mindset offers another valuable tool: the ability to remain indifferent to gossip. Remember Marcus Aurelius's famous words, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." As simple as this sounds, how many people follow this advice? In a world where rumors can spread faster than truth, we must remain steadfast in our commitment to virtue. Do not allow a gossiper to drag you into their world of falsehoods. Instead, practice Stoic indifference. Do not respond to gossip, do not fuel it, and do not give it your time. Have you ever been tempted to share a piece of gossip just because you were part of the conversation? Stoicism encourages self-discipline and mindfulness. Before speaking, ask yourself, is this necessary? Is this helpful? Is this virtuous? If the answer is no, it is better to remain silent. In fact, by refusing to engage in gossip, you demonstrate both strength and wisdom. You remove yourself from a toxic cycle that harms not only others, but ultimately yourself. So what do we do when we encounter gossipers? One option is to distance yourself from them, knowing that their behavior will only bring harm. Another, more Stoic approach is to use their behavior as a reflection of what not to do. Let their gossip remind you of the value of trust, the importance of privacy, and the dignity of silence. The next time someone tries to lure you into gossip, pause, reflect, and choose the Stoic path. Say nothing, or steer the conversation toward a topic of virtue. Now, let's move forward to the next type of person you should be wary of: those who irritate you intentionally. How can we maintain our composure when dealing with people who seem to thrive on creating conflict? Stay with me as we explore this important topic. 3. People who constantly irritate you. The masters of manipulation. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to have an almost magical ability to irritate you, no matter what they do or say? Perhaps they interrupt your thoughts, provoke you with small comments, or act in ways that push your buttons over and over again. These people are the masters of subtle manipulation, and they take pleasure in testing your patience. But how does Stoicism guide us in dealing with such individuals? First, we must recognize that it's not the person themselves who causes our irritation. It's our perception of their actions. Epictetus famously said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is a central tenet of Stoicism. We cannot control others, but we can control our reactions. Think about it. When someone irritates you, what is truly happening inside? Your peace is disturbed, your mind races, and often you feel powerless in the situation. Stoicism offers a remedy by encouraging you to take a step back and examine your response. Why are you letting this person's behavior affect you so deeply? Reflect on this. Do you ever feel that someone is deliberately trying to provoke you, planting seeds of doubt or frustration in your mind? This tactic is often subtle but highly effective. The person may make seemingly innocent remarks or gestures, but their goal is clear. They want to see how far they can push you. Marcus Aurelius advises us to keep our inner citadel, our mind, strong and impenetrable. When dealing with someone who irritates you, consider it a test of your Stoic resolve. Ask yourself, what do I control here? The answer is simple: only your response. The irritant's actions are beyond your control, and in truth, they are insignificant unless you allow them to disturb your tranquility. But how can we apply this wisdom in daily life? Imagine you're in a situation where someone repeatedly tests your patience. You can either react emotionally, allowing their behavior to control you, or you can pause, reflect, and respond with calm indifference. This practice of Stoicism takes time and effort, but each moment of irritation is an opportunity to strengthen your mind. Instead of engaging in their emotional game, disengage. Let them see that their attempts to provoke you fall flat, that your peace is unshaken. Over time, they will either stop their behavior or reveal themselves as someone not worth your time. Let me ask you this. How often do you let someone's words or actions ruin your mood? How often do you feel like you've lost control of your emotions because of another's behavior? Stoicism invites us to reclaim this control. Irritation, after all, is a form of surrender. You are giving away your power to another, allowing them to dictate your emotional state. In the Stoic tradition, power lies in maintaining your composure, in not letting external events or people dictate how you feel. As we near the middle of our discussion, I encourage you to reflect on these teachings and consider watching until the end. Stoicism is not just a philosophy. It's a way of life that can transform how you handle the challenges and irritations of daily interactions. If you've found value so far, there's much more to come that will deepen your understanding and application of these principles. Stay with me as we continue this journey into wisdom. Next, we will examine those who are indecisive. Why is indecision such a dangerous trait, and how can Stoicism help us avoid the pitfalls of relying on uncertain people? Let's explore this crucial topic next. 4. Indecisive people, the danger of uncertainty. Now, let's shift our focus to a different but equally troubling type of person, the indecisive. Have you ever had someone in your life who simply couldn't make up their mind? Perhaps it's a friend, a partner, or even a colleague who always hesitates, unable to commit to a decision. This behavior, while often dismissed as a minor flaw, can be far more destructive than it seems. Stoicism teaches us that clarity of mind and decisiveness are essential to living a virtuous and purposeful life. But why is indecision such a dangerous trait? First, we must understand the root of indecision. It often stems from fear. Fear of making the wrong choice, fear of judgment, or fear of failure. Stoicism, however, reminds us that fear is a product of focusing too much on outcomes that we cannot control. In life, as Marcus Aurelius would say, we must focus on what lies within our control, our actions and judgments. An indecisive person is often paralyzed by possibilities, too focused on the external world and its uncertainties. Have you ever been in a situation where someone's inability to make a decision left you feeling frustrated, even powerless? Stoicism teaches us that indecision is, in a way, a lack of responsibility. A person who cannot make up their mind is, in essence, refusing to take ownership of their actions. But here's the danger. If someone can't take responsibility for their own choices, how can you trust them with anything important? Think about it. Would you entrust a critical decision to someone who hesitates at every turn? Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, would advise us to seek clarity and direction in all things. An indecisive person, however, lacks this clarity, leaving those around them uncertain and anxious. Ask yourself this: how can you trust someone who doesn't trust their own judgment? Indecision breeds unpredictability, and unpredictability can lead to chaos. In Stoicism, we strive for a life of order, of rational decision-making. We are encouraged to act with purpose, not to be swayed by the endless possibilities of what if. An indecisive person, on the other hand, is often caught in a loop of what if, never settling on a clear path. This is where Stoicism offers a powerful insight. It is better to make a decision and learn from it, rather than to make no decision at all. But there's more to it. Have you ever been in a relationship or partnership with someone indecisive? It can feel like walking on shifting sand, never sure of where you stand or what will happen next. Stoicism teaches us that we should avoid relying on those who cannot rely on themselves. How many times have you been held back because someone else couldn't make a decision? Their hesitation often becomes your problem, dragging you into a state of frustration and uncertainty. As Stoics, we must recognize this and protect our peace by surrounding ourselves with people who have the strength and clarity to make decisions, those who act with reason and purpose. In our own lives, Stoicism challenges us to confront our fears of decision-making. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us that it is not the outcome of a decision that should concern us, but the intention and virtue behind the decision itself. If we act with integrity and wisdom, the outcome, whether good or bad, is irrelevant. It's the process of making the decision that defines us, not the result. This is why indecisive people cannot be trusted. They avoid this essential process, choosing instead to remain in limbo where no growth or learning can occur. As we close this section, reflect on how you interact with indecision in your own life. Do you sometimes fall into the trap of indecision? And more importantly, do you rely on others who are indecisive, hoping they will somehow find their way? Stoicism advises us to take control of our own lives and not to depend on the wavering judgments of others. When you encounter indecisive people, let this be a reminder to strengthen your own decision-making process. Be firm, be clear, and take action with the confidence that Stoic wisdom provides. Now, let's move forward to the next type of individual who requires our caution: the two-faced person. How do Stoic principles help us deal with those who present one face to the world but another behind closed doors? Stay with me as we uncover the truth behind duplicity. 5. Two-faced people. a mask of deception. In the world of human interaction, few things are as disheartening as realizing that someone you thought was a friend has been speaking ill of you behind your back. Two-faced people are masters of deception. They present one version of themselves to you, charming, friendly, and agreeable, while secretly undermining your trust and spreading negativity about you to others. Stoicism, with its emphasis on virtue and integrity, provides us with a powerful lens to view this kind of behavior. But how do we deal with these deceptive individuals? First, let's examine why two-faced people behave this way. At the core of their actions is insecurity. They seek approval from everyone, and in doing so they play different roles depending on who they are with. But Stoicism teaches us that integrity, consistency, and honesty are the hallmarks of a virtuous person. Marcus Aurelius would ask, "Why would you trust someone who is incapable of being true to themselves, let alone true to others?" This question cuts to the heart of the matter. A two-faced person is not only deceiving you, but also themselves. Have you ever experienced the sting of betrayal from someone you trusted, only to learn that they were speaking ill of you behind your back? It's a painful realization, one that leaves you questioning their motives and your own judgment. But Stoicism helps us navigate this emotional turmoil. Epictetus tells us, "Keep your attention focused entirely on what is truly your own concern, and be clear that what belongs to others is their business and none of yours." In other words, the actions of a two-faced person, as hurtful as they may be, should not disturb your inner peace. Their behavior is a reflection of their own character, not yours. How do we apply Stoicism when we encounter a two-faced individual? First, we must remain calm. The Stoic response is not to retaliate or become consumed with anger. Instead, we observe their actions with detachment. Their deceit does not diminish your value or your virtue. In fact, it offers you an opportunity to practice forgiveness and patience, two qualities highly valued in Stoic philosophy. However, forgiveness does not mean allowing yourself to be continuously deceived. A wise Stoic understands when it's time to step away from a toxic relationship. Ask yourself this: how many times have you allowed someone's duplicity to hurt you? How many times have you been surprised by someone's two-faced nature? Stoicism encourages us to expect that others may falter, but that doesn't mean we should accept deceit. When someone shows you their true nature, when they reveal that they cannot be trusted, believe them. The Stoic approach is to recognize the behavior, distance yourself, and focus on maintaining your own virtue. At this point, I encourage you to reflect on your own experiences with two-faced individuals. How did their behavior affect you? Did it disturb your peace, or were you able to maintain your composure? Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control others, we can always control our reaction. When you encounter someone who is not genuine, let it be a reminder to focus on your own authenticity and integrity. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who are honest and consistent. The strength of your relationships should be based on trust, not deception. As we close this section, I invite you to share your thoughts. Have you ever dealt with a two-faced person? How did you handle the situation? Leave a comment below, and let's discuss how Stoicism can help us navigate these difficult encounters. Next, we turn our attention to those who are always involved in problems. How does Stoicism teach us to deal with people who seem to attract chaos wherever they go? Let's continue our exploration. 6. People who are always involved in problems, the chaos magnet. We all know someone who seems to attract problems wherever they go. Every day brings a new crisis, and they often describe themselves as victims of bad luck, misfortune, or circumstances beyond their control. While it's natural for everyone to face difficulties from time to time, There are people whose lives are a constant whirlwind of drama and chaos. Stoicism, with its emphasis on personal responsibility and rational decision-making, gives us the tools to understand why such individuals should be approached with caution. The first question we must ask ourselves is this: why are these people always surrounded by problems? Stoic philosophy teaches us that we are responsible for our own actions and the situations we create. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, obstacles are inevitable, but how we deal with them is entirely within our control. People who are perpetually involved in problems often refuse to take responsibility for their actions. They blame external factors, never pausing to consider that their choices may be contributing to the chaos they face. Have you ever noticed how being around someone who is always in trouble starts to affect you? Their constant stream of issues begins to weigh on your mind, draining your energy and pulling you into their world of turmoil. Stoicism advises us to be cautious about who we allow into our lives. Seneca wrote extensively about the importance of surrounding ourselves with virtuous people, those who inspire us to be better. But individuals who are always embroiled in problems can do the opposite. They can drag us down, making their problems our problems. Why is this dangerous? Think about it. When someone constantly complains about their misfortunes but never takes action to change their situation, they are refusing to grow. They are choosing to remain stuck in a cycle of negative behavior, and they want you to join them. Stoicism teaches us that the only person we can control is ourselves. When we allow chaotic individuals to dominate our time and energy, we are handing over control of our inner peace. Epictetus reminds us, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." This is key when dealing with people who are always in crisis. Instead of getting swept up in their problems, embody the calm and rational mindset of a Stoic. Lead by example and refuse to let their chaos disrupt your peace. But what if these people are close to you, friends, family members, or co-workers? How do you maintain your Stoic composure without completely cutting them out of your life? The answer lies in setting boundaries. Stoicism encourages us to cultivate compassion and patience, but it also teaches us that we must protect our own well-being. It's not unkind to limit your interactions with someone who constantly brings negativity into your life. In fact, by doing so, you preserve your own ability to act virtuously and make wise decisions. Consider this: when you are constantly dealing with someone else's problems, are you able to focus on your own growth? Are you able to pursue your goals and live according to your values? Or are you too busy putting out fires that aren't even yours to handle? Stoicism encourages us to focus on what is essential, to strip away the distractions that prevent us from living a virtuous life. People who are always surrounded by problems are the ultimate distraction. They pull you away from your purpose, keeping you mired in their drama instead of helping you move forward. There's another important aspect to consider. People who are always in trouble often expect others to fix their problems for them. They may rely on you for support, advice, or even financial assistance, but do they ever truly take responsibility for their actions? Stoicism teaches us the value of self-reliance and personal accountability. When we constantly rescue someone from their own bad decisions, we deny them the opportunity to learn and grow. Sometimes, the most compassionate thing we can do is to step back and let them face the consequences of their actions. So, how do we apply Stoicism when dealing with these chaotic individuals? First, recognize that their problems are not your responsibility. You can offer advice, but you cannot solve their problems for them. Set clear boundaries to protect your peace, and don't be afraid to distance yourself if their chaos becomes overwhelming. Remember Marcus Aurelius's wisdom: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Focus on maintaining control over your own thoughts and actions, and let others manage their own lives. As we move toward the final section, think about how often you've allowed other people's problems to consume your time and energy. How can you apply Stoic principles to safeguard your peace and focus on your own growth? In the next part, we'll explore those who pretend to listen but never truly hear you. How does Stoicism help us handle those who aren't genuinely engaged with us? Stay with me as we uncover the last of the 7 types of people to avoid. 7. People who pretend to listen. The disengaged mind. Let's now turn to one of the most subtle yet frustrating behaviors. People who pretend to listen but never truly hear you. Have you ever been in a conversation where the other person nods, says, "uh-huh," and appears engaged, only for you to realize they haven't absorbed a single word you've said? This is not just annoying, it's deeply disrespectful. Stoicism teaches us the value of presence and attentiveness in all our interactions. But how do we deal with those who are physically present but mentally checked out? First, it's important to recognize why this behavior is problematic. Listening is one of the most basic forms of respect. When someone pretends to listen, they are essentially telling you that your words, your thoughts, and your presence don't matter. In Stoicism, respect for others is a fundamental principle. Marcus Aurelius said, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth, which harms no one." This requires genuine engagement in conversation, a willingness to listen deeply and thoughtfully. But those who pretend to listen are not interested in the truth. They are interested in maintaining appearances. Why do people pretend to listen? Often, it's because they are more concerned with their own thoughts or distractions than with truly connecting with you. In today's fast-paced world, with constant notifications and endless distractions, it's easy for people to slip into a mode of superficial engagement. But Stoicism teaches us to be fully present in every moment. Epictetus reminds us that we must pay attention to what is before us. To live a life of virtue, you have to become consistent, even when it isn't convenient, comfortable, or easy. This applies to listening as much as to any other action. Now, here's a question to consider. How do you feel when you realize someone isn't truly listening to you? It's frustrating, isn't it? You might feel dismissed, unimportant, or even angry. Stoicism offers a valuable tool for dealing with this situation: detachment. Marcus Aurelius teaches us not to take the actions of others personally. When someone isn't paying attention to you, it's a reflection of their character, not your worth. Instead of reacting emotionally, a Stoic would remain calm and composed, recognizing that the other person's disengagement is beyond their control. But this doesn't mean you should continue engaging with someone who consistently pretends to listen. Just as Stoicism encourages us to maintain our peace of mind, it also advises us to choose our interactions wisely. If someone repeatedly disrespects you by not listening, it may be time to distance yourself. As Seneca would advise, surround yourself with those who value truth, virtue, and meaningful connection. Life is too short to waste time on shallow interactions with people who don't genuinely care about what you have to say. One of the key teachings of Stoicism is the importance of mutual respect in relationships. If someone cannot offer you the basic courtesy of listening, they are not respecting you as an individual. And while Stoicism teaches us to remain indifferent to the opinions of others, it also encourages us to maintain our dignity. You deserve to be heard, just as you are responsible for listening to others. The next time you find yourself in a conversation with someone who is only pretending to listen, calmly disengage. Let them know, through your actions, that you value authentic communication and you will not waste your time on anything less. How often have you found yourself in conversations where the other person's attention was elsewhere? How did it make you feel, and how can you apply Stoic principles to ensure that you don't let these interactions disturb your peace. Comment below and share your thoughts. I'd love to hear how you've navigated these challenges using Stoic wisdom. We've now explored 7 types of individuals who can disrupt your life and rob you of your inner peace. From narcissists to gossipers, from the indecisive to those who are constantly involved in problems, these people challenge your ability to remain calm and centered. But Stoicism provides us with the tools to navigate these difficult relationships. By practicing detachment, setting boundaries, and focusing on what is within our control, we can maintain our peace of mind even in the face of toxic behavior. I encourage you to reflect on the lessons we've discussed today. Think about the people in your life who might fit into these categories. Are they disrupting your inner tranquility? If so, how can you apply Stoic principles to create a healthier distance, protect your mental space, and live a more virtuous life? If you found value in today's video, please like, subscribe, and share this wisdom with others who may benefit from it. Leave a comment below about which type of person you've encountered the most and how you've used Stoicism to handle the situation. Your thoughts and experiences are valuable, and by sharing them, we can all learn and grow together. Thank you for watching, and may you continue to cultivate wisdom, peace, and virtue in all your interactions. Remember, the journey to inner tranquility is ongoing, but with Stoicism as our guide, we can face any challenge with grace and strength. Stay mindful, stay centered, and keep striving toward excellence.